Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, I hope all of you guys have actually had a really good Valentine's Day this year, and boy, trust me, despite a few things that are going on my part, I know as hell I actually did for sure, so yeah. I guess needless to say, I think it looks like we're back in a full swing once again with these thoughts videos as normal, and for those who are wondering, yes, I wish I could have actually been doing plenty of other stuff for sure, especially going to a Katsucon that's currently going on by the time this video goes live, even though probably by the time it is going live, it's probably already wrapping up as we speak. But I know that time will come eventually, so don't worry about a thing. I'm sure I'll get something sorted out. But I guess until then, I've got pretty much my thoughts videos to do as normal for sure. So yeah, I gotta do something to really keep things occupied on this channel for once for sure. So yeah, I guess for today. For today's thoughts video, we're actually going to be in for, of course, pretty much the first of course, two movies that I actually got to see very recently for sure. That's right, it looks like we're in for another double feature this time around, and boy, I'm really looking forward to actually talking about these two for sure. So that being said, I think we might as well jump right into the first movie that I'm going to be talking about for this thoughts video for sure. And this one is actually quite an interesting one for sure. So I guess with that being said, I think for this year alone, it is officially time to officially jump back on board into the Marvel Cinematic Universe once again. So yeah, I guess it is no stranger to danger in these thoughts videos for sure. A brand new MCU movie has officially came out, and well, here I am officially talking about it here today. So yeah, I think I know that's saying a whole lot, because there's a lot going on for the MCU for this year for sure, with of course Phase 5 about to wrap up, and we're about to begin Phase 6 very soon for sure. So yeah, you can definitely see why for sure, and of course, this would beg the question, can this year, in terms of the MCU, actually give us the same amount of brilliancy and the amount of success that we got with last year with Deadpool and Wolverine? Oh, how I wish for sure. So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video for sure, we are definitely talking about the latest MCU movie for sure, but it's actually revolving around a certain superhero with, of course, a red, white, and blue shield for sure. And I think you can pretty much get the clear picture on, of course, what I'm going to be talking about for sure. So, whew. Back is a little itchy. I'm so sorry about that. Phew. Oh yeah, that's much better, so yeah, with that being said, in case you're actually quite curious, based on on that little hint, though I guess quite frankly it would probably give you the idea, of course, what I'm talking about for sure, I think we might as well dive right into, of course, this latest movie from the MCU that just came out not too long ago, which is none other than Captain America: Brave New World. So yeah, that's of course what we're going to be talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that just came out not too long ago, but it is also, pretty much the latest, Captain America movie that just dropped, mainly post Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in case a lot of you guys may be wondering. So yeah. It's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright then, so before I can go ahead and dive right into this latest movie, for those who are wondering, yeah, I am quite familiar with Captain America for sure. In fact, if you actually have seen most of my past thoughts videos for sure, I did actually talk about the other MCU movies that came out, and many of them actually do revolve around Captain America for sure, and I've actually came to know him because of how brilliant, pretty much brilliant of a character he is, and Chris Evans actually does an incredible job portraying pretty much that said superhero for sure, so yeah. Mainly, of course, some of the movies that he actually appeared in for sure, while for his solo movies, I never actually delved into all of them for sure. Well, except for Captain America Civil War. That is, of course, a brilliant movie, pretty much all the way. I really love the hell of that Sega movie for sure. I think they did an incredible job with, of course, that one for sure, so. But hey, I'm sure it's probably been some time for sure, so I might actually shoot to maybe revisit most of the other Captain America movies to pretty much get the clear picture of course, why I'm actually missing out on for sure. And I guess going into this movie, based on what I've seen in the trailers, I really do like, of course, what they actually did for sure. I think it's basically serving as a nice little continuation on what goes on after the events of course, the one of the Disney Plus shows that is, of course, Marvel related, or one of the MCU shows on Disney Plus, which is, of course, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I actually did talk about a few years ago for sure. So I guess that thoughts video alone that I did back in 2021 will give you the clear picture on, of course, pretty much why I thought about that. But regardless, when I saw the trailers for that film, in giving like a post Falcon and the Winter Soldier like a storyline for sure, I actually got myself quite curious and yet quite excited to see on how they're gonna pull this one off for sure. So I guess there's a lot going on for sure that I knew I might actually be in for sure. So yeah. And of course, if anything, if I knew I want to see this movie properly, I need to do it right for sure. So yeah. And luckily enough, I did manage to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself. All thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas as always. And yeah, pretty much did that as part of my double feature that I did not too long ago. And well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it not too long ago, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I can't believe I have to say this, but I mean, it's not terrible for what it is, but I don't really think it's that great either for sure. So yeah, I'm kind of split down the middle, of course, of this one by far, and yeah, I think with most of what I've actually seen by far, I think this is probably the weakest of the Captain America movies that we got in the MCU by far. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this movie for sure, as I don't think it's actually great, but it's not terrible either. I just really kind of feel like it's a little mediocre at best for sure. So yeah. It's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I've got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and honestly to me, again, on paper, I really do think this is actually a really good idea for sure. I really do like the way that it wants to pick up exactly where the Falcon and the Winter Soldier left off and actually give us something unique and interesting to really further along that new storyline that they decided to go for. And I really do like what they actually did for sure, as there are some really nice ideas that I really am quite impressed by for sure. But however, the way this movie actually did that for sure, I think it did in such a way that I really don't think it's actually executed properly for sure. I mean, granted, I think some parts of it are nicely done for sure, but other times I just kind of felt there were some stuff that is absolutely unnecessary for sure. I really don't think it's actually needed at that point for sure. So yeah, stuff like that can actually derail this movie by far, and yeah, it definitely yeah, some parts of it definitely did derail part of this movie for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about the story for, of course, this movie. Now, as for the writing, I have to say, honestly, that too is, of course, not really a great writing. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I think pretty much of anything, I think pretty much, I think it is, of course, the textbook definition of trying to be old school, but not really know how to do that for sure. So now you can do something that is old school, yes, for sure, as long as, of course, you try to update it and stuff with something new and inventive that can really make it unique and interesting, for sure. But the way this movie actually did it, it just clearly doesn't know how to actually do that, to be honest. And I think with, of course, what I've actually seen by far, I think it's trying its best to really capture on what the earlier MCU movies actually did, but it didn't really do anything that really got me satisfied in a way. There was nothing in it that really got me intrigued, of course, what goes on as the movie progresses, for sure, and that can actually be pretty distracting, for sure, and I really don't think they did any justice to that, hands down. And even most of the comedy, I have to say, I just kind of fell flat, for sure. I mean, okay, yes, I do think you can make the argument they want to pretty much go for a more serious tone with, of course, this, and I do get that, but you need to liven it up with, of course, a little bit of comedy, for sure, and I don't see any of that in, of course, this movie. I think, if anything, I really don't think it actually falls through on that very well, and yeah, I think it's what I can say for that front, for sure. So yeah, I guess with those three aspects alone, that would pretty much paint you the clear picture of course, what exactly I mean by all those hands down. I mean, it could have been better, yes, but with what I'm seeing by far, I think it's not awful in some ways, but yeah, not really that great either, for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've got those out of the way, I guess I could go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about, which are, of course, for starters, is, of course, the characters. And honestly, I think with what I've actually seen, I really do think the characters in, of course, this movie, yeah, I think I will give them credit that they are at least trying to be likable and interesting, for sure, and I really do admire on that front. Some of the characters, I have to say, are actually likable and interesting, fair enough, and even the way they're giving all sorts of development, for sure, I can definitely get behind, for sure. I really do think they really try their best to make them likable and interesting. But most of the time, it just kind of felt they really didn't know how to, for sure. And that kind of bugs me a bit, for sure, because I do want to see these characters grow and evolve, for sure. And yeah, it really does suck all the way, for sure. So yeah, I can't say they're awful characters, for sure, but they could have been a whole lot better, to be honest. And as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, I'm not gonna lie, if there's anything good that I actually did get out of course, this movie, yeah, I will have to say the actors definitely did give off some pretty nice performances, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. So yeah, I guess despite the material that's been giving for sure, I really do admire their performances, and I know they are committed to, of course, make this actually work, and I really do think they did a nice job on that for sure. But then again, pretty much most of the material they actually are giving is, of course, well, could have actually used a little reworking here and there for sure. But I do applaud them for trying their best for sure, and I think that's what really matters on that front. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the characters and the actors for sure. I do think the characters could have been a whole lot more interesting if given some proper development for sure. But the actors definitely pulled off some pretty good performances for sure, and I really do give them credit for at least trying their best despite the material that's been given to them for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, and so yeah, now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Actually, quite a whole lot for sure. For starters, seeing how this is a pretty much an MCU movie, or let alone pretty much just any superhero movie in a nutshell, we should definitely talk about the action for sure. And honestly, to me, I really do think, probably, I think the saving grace to, of course, this movie, aside from the actors for sure, is that I really do think the action in this film is very nicely done for sure. I really do think it is, of course, really exciting to watch for sure. I really do admire some of the really great fight scenes they actually planned out for sure. So yeah, but granted, I think some of them I do think could have been a whole lot better than what I was anticipating for sure. But I really do think they really did an incredible job to, of course, making it work for sure. And I really do admire the commitment they actually did by far. And it is just absolutely incredible all the way for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the action for sure. And as for the visuals and the effects for sure, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's kind of half and half, of course, on my part. Some of the visuals and the effects I do think are very well convincing for sure, and I really do think they did an incredible job on, of course, that front. But most of the other time, the other half, from what I can gather, I just kind of felt is not really that realistic in my opinion, and I really do think is, of course, yeah, I'm really looking at pretty much badly rendered CGI models that they threw in, rather than very convincing effects that I knew actually looks real for sure. So, but yeah, maybe I think it could have been fixed up a whole lot more if they would have double-checked for sure. But I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah. And of course, for the next thing I want to mention, the direction in this film from the film's director, I mean, it's not awful for what it is, but it's not really that great either. I do wish there could have been pretty much a whole lot more dedication and a whole lot more hardworking effort to really make this stand out quite well. And to be honest, I think some parts of it I really do think is pretty much really well convincing, but other times not so much for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that aspect alone for sure. And of course, for the cinematography, I have to say, well, I will admit, it is actually nicely done with some pretty good camera shots, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. And I really do admire, of course, what they actually did for sure. I do think the cinematography in this film is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, and of course, the editing, I have to say, well, I guess it is cut up pretty good as well, for sure. And I think they really did their best to actually pretty much making actually look good for sure, and even does match up fine with, of course, the film's pacing, to which I will admit some parts of it I do think could have been done a whole lot better for sure, but the rest of the time is, of course, very well convincing for sure, and I really do think it does help match on everything that goes on for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure, and I guess with everything that I have to say, I think it would pretty much sum up, of course, everything that I have to say about this movie in a nutshell for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, done with that? Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie in a nutshell. So yeah, overall, Captain America Brave New World is not really awful by all means, but it's not really that great either for sure. I do think it's kind of a mediocre at best MCU movie that we actually got. But I will have to side with a lot of people in saying that this is probably the weakest of the Captain America movies that we actually got for sure. I think I knew hands down that with everything that I've actually seen on paper, it does have some good ideas that they want to put into it to actually make it actually very convincing and very nicely interesting for sure, and actually making a very solid superhero flick in a nutshell. But I think what we got is, of course, pretty much a good one, yes, but a very clumsy one as well for sure. So yeah, maybe I think with a few tweaking here and there, I think it could have been a whole lot better for sure. And I do find it such a shame that it's at the stage where it's at right now for sure, because, well, I really do like on what they actually did at the end of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I do want them to go in a really nice direction that is actually very well convincing for sure, and do it in such a way that I can definitely get behind for sure. But I think this is actually what we're getting as of now, and part of me is kind of satisfied in some areas, while the rest of the time, I feel very disappointed for sure. So yeah, but I guess if anything, if that might be something you might be into and want to try out for yourself, then I do think this is a harmless waste of time for sure. So yeah, but I guess for me, I do wish it could have been done a whole lot better for sure. And I really do think I think it would be something that I knew hands down that I want to get out the iconic Captain America shield to really pretty much signify the pride for sure in what this movie is trying to do. But I guess I do feel underwhelmed for sure. So I think it'll be up to you to decide on that front. But to me, I think it's what I can say about this movie in a nutshell for sure. It's not really pretty much that terrible or even god-awful. And it's not really the hang of great or even that interesting. It is mediocre at best, but definitely the weakest out of the Captain America movies in a nutshell for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, for my final score, yep, I guess if anything for what it is, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 5 out of 10 as my final score. Yeah, kind of mid at best for sure, but it could have been a whole lot better than what I was expecting hands down. And yeah, I guess for some areas for sure, I think it would show that this movie can sometimes be pretty weak at best for sure. So yeah. Hopefully, I think later on down the road with some of the other MCU movies we'll actually get for sure. Let's hope both the new Thunderbolts movie and the Fantastic Four First Steps will actually be a whole lot better for sure, because yeah, I think with the MCU as of now, yeah, even though there are some good stuff that they actually decide to throw in, I think they've got a whole lot more to actually pick themselves back up for sure and actually start to become great again. But I'm pretty sure we'll have to wait and see on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, it's pretty much what I can say in a nutshell for sure. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And oh yeah, I almost forgot one thing. I guess if there's anything good that I actually got out of course, this movie, well, I guess there is one thing. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I guess despite my reaction, if there's anything good that I actually got out of course, this movie, I actually got myself this really, really nice, pretty much tin-made popcorn bucket themed to the movie for sure. And yeah, I'm not even kidding when I actually say it. That is actually a ting right here for sure. So yeah, I guess despite my reaction, hands down, I say this is actually a really good popcorn bucket for sure. So if you actually are planning to go see this movie, definitely get this if you want to get your popcorn hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure. I know I did, and yeah, look at that. There's plenty more popcorn where that came from. So yeah, but I guess right up until then, I want to hear what you guys think for sure. What do you think of Captain America Brave New World, if you've actually seen it for yourself for sure? Do you absolutely really enjoy it and think it's absolutely great, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's the worst one that they've actually put out? Or are you like me where you think it's alright at best, but pretty weak at the same time? So yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you thought of this movie, if you've actually seen it for yourself. So that's what I want to know. So yeah, and I guess with all that said and done, that'll do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, we're not done just yet. Oh no, because since I did mention that I did do a double feature this time around, there is one other movie that I did also go see for sure that I know I'm excited to talk about. So yeah, I think it's time to shift gears for once, and I guess for the next thoughts video that you're going to see in less than an hour from now for sure, or more than an hour and a half by the time you're watching this video, we're actually going to pretty much talk about a little something from our folks across the pond in the good old United Kingdom, as we get ourselves a nice little visit from, of course, pretty much our pretty much a lovable bear for sure, who has a really strong appetite for marmalade. And I think it would pretty much give you the idea, of course, of what I'm going to be talking about for sure. So yeah, tune in to my next thoughts video on that movie for sure, in case you're actually quite curious. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427 The Thomas Fan 1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackleyattack4427's@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.